Hello, grade 2 students. Welcome to a new English lecture. Now, what are we going to learn in this lecture? We're going to learn about how do friends depend on each other. But first, you're going to watch a short video about friends.
Friends help friends. How do friends depend on each other? Friends depend on each other for many reasons. A friend can help you make something. A friend can also help you up when you fall down. This girl fell on the ice, but she could depend on her friend to help her.
Our new phonics lesson is about short A and short I. The short A is the sound that you hear in apple. Let's say it together. Apple. The short I sound is the sound that you hear in insect. Let's say it together. Now let's read the words together. Number 1, has. Can you hear the short A sound in has? Number 2, wag. Wag. Let's go to number 3, 6. Can you hear the short I sound? And we have will. Bad. Bad. Number 6, fix. Number 7, him. Number 8, if. Number 9, at, sat. Number 10, had. Now let's practice writing some spelling words together. The first word is sat. Practice writing the word sat. At, sat. This is the word sat. Great. Let's write wag. 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 Can you hear the short A sound in the word wag? This is the word wag. Let's move on. Let's write had. 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 This is the word had. Now let's write if. If. Write the word if. This is the word if. Now let's write will. Will. Great job, everyone. Great. Now let's write has. As. Has. Yes. Let's practice writing fix. 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 Yes. This is the word fix. Now let's practice writing him. 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 Can you hear the short I sound in the word him? Great. Now let's practice writing six. Six. And the word bad. This is the word six. Now let's write bad. Bad. Great job. What do we have to do here? We have to write the spelling word that completes each sentence. We have the word will. We have sat, if, had, and him. Sentence number 1. Max blank a cold yesterday. Can we say Max will a cold yesterday? Max if a cold yesterday, or Max had a cold yesterday? What do you think? Yes, it's the word had. Now, sentence number 2. We blank and played a board game. We will and played a board game. We sat and played a board game. What do you think? Think. Yes, it's the word sat. Max must rest. Blank, he is very sick. Max must rest. Will, he is very sick. What do you think? Or Max must rest if he is very sick. Yes, it's the word if. Sentence number 4. I hope Max blank gets well soon. I hope Max him get well soon, or I hope Max will get well soon. Great, it's the word will. Sentence number 5. Then I can play with him again. Great. Now let's go to some vocabulary words. Can you try to find a meaning for some of these words? Okay, now I'll tell you the meaning of each word, and you have to remember the first words. We have the word actions. Who can guess what's the meaning of the word actions? Actions is something that a person does or movements. We have afraid. Afraid means scared, when you're scared of something. Depend. Depend, it's when you need or count on someone. Like when you depend on your mother or your friend to do something. So when we depend, it's when we need or count on someone. The word nervously. The word nervously is in a scared or worried way. It's when you're worried or scared of something. The word peered. Who can think? Peered. Peered is looked at something closely. To peer is to look at something closely. Perfectly. Perfectly is properly or the best way possible. Rescue. Rescue is to save someone from danger or harm. Secret. What's secret? Secret is something not known by many people. We will practice using the vocabulary words in complete sentences. The first word is actions. Let's read the sentence together. The girl's actions or movements helped her team win the soccer game. We have the word scared or afraid. Our dog is afraid of thunder. Depend. Nick depends on his dad to help him learn to ride a bike. Can you see Nick depending on his dad? It's when you count on someone. Nervously. Maya waited nervously for her swim race to begin. Peered, to look closely. The cat peered through the hole in the barn. Perfectly or properly. The orange is perfectly round. Rescue. We watched the boy rescue or save the cat from the tree. Secret, something not known by many people. Mandy whispered a secret to me. Our new story is about Little Flap Learns to Fly. The genre of the story is fantasy. What do I mean by fantasy? Fantasy has imaginary characters that could not be real. It's a made up story. Fantasy, it's a story with events or characters that could not exist in real life. Like the story of Tom and Jerry, animals that talk. It's not real and it could not happen in real life. And superheroes that could fly and have superpowers. So this is what I mean by fantasy. Let's practice answering some questions about a text related to the genre fantasy. It's a short text. The title is Thanks, Friend. Planting a garden is hard work, says Mouse. It takes me a long time to dig each hole. I can help, says Mole. Can you see the mole holding a tool to dig? Mole digs the holes quickly. Mouse plants the seeds. Let's answer the questions about the text. Question number 1. How do you know this text is fantasy? What did I say? I said that fantasy is a made-up story. So the text is fantasy because a mouse and a mole cannot plant in real life, right? Question number 2. Why is it easy for mole to dig the holes? What do you think? I think because Mole has a tool to help him dig faster. Yes. Question number 3. Why does Mole dig so many holes? Mole digs holes so that Mouse can plant toys. What do you think? Mole digs holes so that Mouse can plant seeds. Let's start reading the story together. Little Flap was happy living in his nest. His friends Fluff and Tuff. So Fluff and Tuff are Flap's friends. Lived in the nest next to him. This is Little Flap. Can you see Little Flap? These are Fluff and Tuff. Lived in the nest next to him. Every morning they sang songs together. The word sang is the past tense of sing. Let's continue reading. Their parents brought is the past tense of bring, them worms to eat. One day, Fluff asked, "Can we get our own worms?" Tuff said, "We can if we learn how to fly." So, Little Flap, Fluff, and Tuff don't know how to fly. Fluff said, "Yes, let's learn to fly." Little Flap peered over the edge of his nest. What does the word peered mean? Fell? or look closely? Yes, looked closely. It was very high up. When he looked down, the ground seemed very far away. He felt scared. He was too afraid. Afraid means scared. To tell his friends about his fear, so he kept his feelings a secret. He didn't tell his friends. Fluff said, "Let's practice flapping." Flapping is to move their wings up and down. Let's practice flapping our wings. It will make them strong. Watch. Tough and Little Flap watched Fluff. Then they copied her actions or movements. Now we have to write the title of the story with two details. Details give important informations about characters, settings, and events in a story. So when we write a detail, from the detail we have to know important informations about the story. What's the title of the story? What do you think is the title of the story? Little Flap learns to fly. Fine. We have to find a detail from the story, okay? The first detail is Little Flap knows how to fly, or Little Flap looks nervous about flying. Yes, Little Flap looks nervous about flying. I need another detail. Little Flap cannot depend on his friends, or Little Flap can depend on his friends. Yes, Little Flap can depend or count on his friends. Love you all.